What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KB with Just Do Boxing, back with another video. Before I get into the video, I want to say if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when new content drops. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, man. The channel is growing slowly but surely. So to everybody that's subscribed already, truly appreciate it as it helps the channel grow. So let's get into it, man. It's being rumored, keyword rumored. I'm not reporting this as fact, but it's being rumored that an IBF title eliminator, is possibly being in the works for April 9th, possibly the undercard of Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora, between Custio Clayton and Jaron Ennis. We all know that that'd be a hell of a fight. We all been waiting to see what Boots is going to do next. He was saying maybe he was looking to fight maybe around March or April. So with these reports coming out, sounds about accurate. Custio Clayton is 19-0-1, 12 KOs, 34 years old, 5'9", with a 69.5-inch reach. Nickname War Machine, fighting out of Canada, Orthodox fighter. His last time he was in the ring was December 11th, 2021, and he won a unanimous decision over a journeyman named Cameron Crail. The biggest name on Clayton's resume so far is Sergey Lipinets, who he fought October 24th of 2020. And that fight ended in somewhat of a controversial majority draw, with 2 of the 3 judges scored it 114-114, overruling the one judge that had it 115-113 for Clayton. It was a very close, very competitive fight. I just felt like Clayton was the busier fighter. He landed the better shots. He mixed up his attacks. He did a good job going to the body as well as to the head. He did a good job at countering Lipinets in spots. And like I said, just virtually outworking him. And it just seemed like, Lipinets' best work was done to the body. He landed some decent headshots, but his best work, no doubt, came from body shots, and I just didn't feel like he did enough. I felt like, it wasn't a robbery, but I don't think it was a draw. I think Clayton should have got the nod because he did a little bit more. He did a little bit more. He mixed up his attack. He showed more levels in the fight itself, so... that's just one I think the judges got wrong. I just don't agree with the decision. I don't think it was a draw. Like I said, I don't think it was a robbery either, but it just wasn't a draw. Clayton just outboxed Lipinets, but obviously the judges seen it differently, and they ruled it a majority draw, giving, Custio Clayton, the only blemish, the only draw on his resume. He still has a record of 19-0-1 with 12 KOs, so still an undefeated fighter, but going up against Boots would no doubt be the toughest test of his career and the best fighter easily on his resume. Boots Ennis is no doubt one of the best up-and-coming fighters in boxing, regardless of weight classes. I think this is one of the most skilled fighters that we have in boxing, and I think given the opportunity, he's going to show everybody just that, they share a common opponent. Boots and Clayton share a common opponent is Sergey Lipinets, who Clayton got a draw against. And like I said, I felt like, even though I felt like Clayton did enough to win, when Boots fought Lipinets, and that was after he fought Lipinets a little after Custio Clayton did. And that was back in April 10th of 2020, where Boots completely dominated Sergey Lipinets and stopped him brutally in the 6th round. Boots was just far too skilled for Lipinets, and it showed from the opening bell. Boots is 28-0, 26 knockouts, 24 years old, Orthodox, 5'10", 74-inch reach. He fighting out of Philly. Boots was last in the ring against Thomas Delorme, who he viciously knocked out in the 1st round after dropping him twice. Ennis jumped on Delorme from start to finish. He never allowed him to do anything. He never allowed him to get comfortable, settled into any type of rhythm. He was just too strong, too fast, too skilled for Delorme. And it was impressive in my opinion. Even though Delorme might not have been the best version of himself, he still was a quality opponent and a former world champion. So, the way Boots beat him so easily, you would have thought you would have never thought that he ever held a world title, you know. And I just think that's a testament to how skilled Boots is. I know some people want to say, well, Delorme was faded, Boots need to fight somebody. Well, here we go. We might get Custio Clayton, another undefeated fighter. You know, he hasn't lost yet. Skilled boxers, and it's not a fight we could complain about. You know, I think Jaron Ennis is a couple fights away from a title shot, you know, and it's also being rumored that this fight between Custio Clayton and Boots Ennis is potentially going to be an IBF eliminator, title eliminator, making the winner the mandatory for Errol Spence's IBF belt. So, you know, that's even more interesting when you think of it like that. You know, I just think Boots is just on another level right now. I think if Custio Clayton is the next opponent, and he gonna show you just why some of these other fighters are not in a rush to get in the ring with him. Even, you know, Custio Clayton, he's a solid boxer, good boxer, technically sound, you know, has decent speed, he has respectable punching power, you know, he's okay defense, but like I said, against limited opposition, you know, biggest name opponent on Clayton's resume is Sergey Lipinets, and I can't stress it enough. You know, that's a fight that was very competitive and close, even though I felt like Clayton won. When Boots got in there, and I usually don't do triangle theories, but when Boots got in there, you know, with Lipinets, he just completely destroyed him from start to finish and knocked him out brutally in the 6th round. And it's just, I think that just shows you that Boots is just on another level. Simply put, you know, I know Clayton's a solid boxer. He's undefeated, so he's going to be hungry. He's going to come to fight. He's not going to lay down. But I don't see this fight going the distance. I don't see it going 12 rounds. I see Boots dominating from start to finish. I just don't think it's anything Custio Clayton does better than Boots. I think Boots is levels above Custio Clayton based off the footage I've seen. And if they fight April 9th on the undercard of Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundora, I expect Boots to knock him out. You know, this is no slight to Custio Clayton. That's just the way I see it. I just think Boots is his time. I think he itching to show the boxing world what he made of. You know, he's hearing the doubts. You're hearing people doubting him. You know, more recently you had Sean Porter. When asked about Boots, he said he was too much of everything. Then more recently, you fast forward to today, now he's singing a different tune and he's calling Boots overrated, you know, which I 100% disagree with. And he also said he hasn't been in there with any champions. Well, he ain't been in there with the current champions, but he's been in there with 2 former world champions and Sergey Lipinets and Thomas Delorme, and he passed both of those tests with flying colors. You know, Delorme, he destroyed him in a round. So I think it's just a matter of him getting the opportunity, you know, and I can't stress this enough. People keep saying he need to prove himself. How you gonna prove himself if nobody gives him the opportunity? Somebody's gonna have to man up and give him the opportunity, and it's not like he's just asking for an opportunity he don't deserve. You know, the kid is 28-0. It's 28-0. with 26 knockouts. Like, how many more fights do we need to see him in before we deem him ready? Somebody has to give him the opportunity. I think the time is now. I think realistically speaking, Boots is maybe 2 fights away from a title shot. And I believe regardless of who he gets in the ring with, regardless of which champion it is, it's going to be a 50-50 fight. And I honestly believe he's going to give somebody hell. You know, the longer you make this kid wait, the worse it's going to get, because I believe he's just extending right now. He's continuing to get better, fight after fight. And I just don't expect anything different from him. If he's fighting Custio Clayton come April 9th, I expect him to be dominant as he's been in the other 28 fights. Jaron Boots Ennis just continues to impress. He gets better and better with each fight. You know, we just want to see him in there with better competition. And I think it's a matter of time before he gets in there with one of those champions. And it's going to be a great fight for boxing. I think he's 2 fights away from a title shot realistically. I don't think the champions are going to be able to avoid this guy much longer. Not saying that they're ducking him or anything like that, but he's earned his spot, you know, from winning time and time again, you know. But that's my just due on the fight. On a potential rumored fight between Custio Clayton and Jaron Boots Ennis. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Get in that comment section. Hit that like button. Hit that bell icon. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, get in the comment section and let me know if I gave Custio Clayton and Jaron Ennis their just due. That's what I do over here, Just Do Boxing. To the next one, I'm out. Peace.